Hello, sweet soul. Welcome to the Daily Exhale, a podcast dedicated to exploring the transformative powers of yoga and meditation mindfulness. I'm your host, Julianne Arce, and in today's episode, I want to share with you the most valuable gift that I've received from my yoga practice and how yoga has impacted my life. My yoga journey began shortly after my youngest daughter was born 17 years ago, when during that time, I really struggled with anxiety and self-doubt. I was just high stress from the PTSD I was experiencing from the military and then constantly feeling overwhelmed. I started practicing yoga, and during that time, I didn't know, but it would change my life forever. As I began to practice more regularly, I noticed a shift. The physical postures helped me to release tension and find strength within my body, but it was also the moments of stillness in between that were truly captivating. In those quiet interludes, I discovered a sacred space where I could hear my inner voice. I hope you know what I'm talking about. After you've gone through this physically demanding poses, and then that moment of silence comes over and that moment of stillness comes in, and that sacred space within reveals itself. I remember one particularly challenging day when everything seemed to be going so wrong. My two daughters, they're 18 months apart. I was also going to school, law school, when they were younger. And it was just really high stress. I closed my bedroom door, I took a few deep breaths, and got onto my yoga mat. During this time, I recall this sense of peace that came over me like a wave. It washed over me. To my surprise, I was able to approach the rest of the day with new clarity and also resilience that I hadn't ever tapped into before. But here's the thing. The days that I can't get onto my yoga mat, when I let other priorities take over, I feel really unbalanced. My energy is completely off, my timing is off, and my ego is louder than my inner voice. It's like I'm disconnected from my true north, and I find myself really struggling to navigate the challenges of daily life, even the small things. I experienced this firsthand when I went through my divorce. Didn't know which way was up. I found myself neglecting my yoga practice. But that's when that spiral down, the emotional negative thoughts that spiral down, is when I learned to lean into my yoga practice during the most difficult times. And it wasn't until I recommitted to my practice that I began to heal. The moments of stillness on my mat allowed me to process grief and also to rediscover my own inner strength. Yoga has taught me the importance of carving out time for self-reflection and inner exploration. It's mandatory for me at this point because I know when I can show up onto my mat, I can show up as a better mom, as a better human being outside of that time. When I make space for these moments of stillness, I find clarity and I reconnect with my purpose. The physical practice helps me to connect with my body, while the quiet interludes allow me to tune into my thoughts and also my emotions and process through things. It's in these quiet moments that I can hear the whispers of my own intuition guiding me forward. I've also come to realize that neglecting my practice is like neglecting a friend. When I don't show up for myself on the mat, I feel the consequences in every other aspect of my life. My mind becomes so cluttered with self-doubt and external pressures, and my body also feels really tense, and I find myself reacting to situations rather than responding with intention. It's a reminder that prioritizing these moments of stillness is essential for my well-being. So to all the listeners out there, I encourage you to find your own moments of stillness, whether that's through yoga, meditation, walking, or simply taking a few deep breaths. Create the space for self-reflection and inner exploration. Trust me, it's a game changer. When you show up for yourself, you're not just practicing physical postures, you're cultivating a deeper connection with your authentic self and learning to trust the wisdom within. And that, my dear friend, is the most valuable gift of all. And thank you so much for joining me on the Daily Exhale. If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. Your support means so much to me. Until next time, keep breathing deep and trust the journey. Namaste, sweet soul.